I've been involved actively in all, I think, aspects of the industry, mostly technical. I get involved in a lot of new build construction. Through my previous company, we were involved in literally many hundreds, if not, up low thousands of refit and new build projects over the 36 years I was involved.
And right now is a hell of a time to be involved with new builds, refits.
Isn't it crazy? I know, except unless you're in the United States. And while we've got a pretty reasonably vibrant refit market, we have lost so much of our new build capacity. It's tragic, which is a nice segue into why I'm excited to have taken on the role of starting JMS's first US division.
Super exciting, because you Europeans, we all know JMS. Finding the right suppliers in your business is the absolute key to making it work, right?
Yeah, particularly in a completely broken supply chain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super key. And a lot of that is so much relationship based, because it's one thing to hang a shingle and say I can supply this. It's another thing to know really, where the scoundrels are and where the good guys are, and who you should and shouldn't be dealing with, and in what terms you do what you do. So,
and you're an expert, so you need your experts.
There you go. Absolutely. You surround yourself with your network. And when people ask me, well, Rick, what do you do? The first thing I say is, I'm a collaborator. I can connect the dots in this industry. It's an industry of 2 degrees of separation. So I should be able to reach anybody in this industry in 2 phone calls or less. If I don't know the individual I know somebody that knows that individual.
Absolutely.
And that goes all the way to the owners, which is kind of fun to think that in your phone you got, the phone number of a few billionaires.
Yeah, on speed dial.
On speed dial.
Like you do.
Yeah, why not,
Well, we're talking about relationships. You have a long-standing one with Teak decking.
I do.
Tell us about that.
Well, when I started Nautical Structures back in 1986, one of the first things we started doing was making boarding stairs and little gangways. And we didn't know anything about putting walking surfaces and teak on this stuff. And so it was actually Alan Broswell and Sal Basaka that I connected with. We were just north of them in the St. Petersburg area.
Gotcha.
So we started working with them from get-go, and then we eventually started scaling up the equipment we were building. We were building bigger and bigger passerelles. In fact, we just delivered, or Nautical Structures, I'm still using that word we, right? Well, I still own 22% of the company, so I guess technically it's still we, which is a good thing. We just delivered one of the world's largest gangways to Viking River cruise ship.
Oh, wow.
So, we've been involved in all sorts of very specialized boarding system, and every single thing we've done, we've used Teak decking systems.
Yes.
They've come in when we had a really unique gangway we built for McMullen and Wing down in New Zealand, and it was using an Esotec decking that was very patterned. It was very uniquely shaped.
Yeah, that custom stuff is quite something, isn't
Teak decking was able to come in and match exactly what they wanted and install it for us. They would come up when we're ready to do an installation from Sarasota and come right into our operation and install everything. And so.
It's design and engineering as well, isn't it? It's not just getting the product.
No. You have to design around their product as well. I can't build a gangway without having the appropriate recesses and rabbets and space for the materials they're going to install. And most of their materials are actually fairly high tech. It looks like wood. Underside of the wood's carbon fiber underlays and specialized caulking materials, and we'll build in LED lighting features, and they're all rabbited into the teak and to get the illumination and the visuals we want. So it's actually a lot of detail, a lot of energy that goes into putting together a bespoke decking system.
Absolutely, and of course recently the project that everyone would mention where JMS and Teak decking systems have been involved with, of course, Coral Ocean, and we're talking about bespoke, custom.
What a beautiful
Oh my goodness.
I remember when she was first launched, she's probably, even though she's not the largest by far that Peter Larson and his team have built, one of the most stunning vessels. The way that aft stairway just takes you up into the vessel, and,
oh yeah,
and the open spaces. And I tell you what,
we love the custom. When you get on the transom, like it's all inlaid, correlation. It's very beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It's really gorgeous.
It is. So it's fun to be involved in those projects because they actually are unique, and that's what's fun about this industry is. You go into almost any other industry, with the exception maybe of some very high-end estate homes, you don't see attention to detail like, everything's machine made and stamped out, and, aircrafts are even just, they're all the same with, a little bit of interior changes. But these yachts and the equipment that goes in these
yachts. When the super yacht industry say bespoke or custom, they mean it,
They mean it, yeah. It's crazy.
But really, really nice that you guys now, like there's that American connection. So we've got the JMS in Europe, and now you in the States.
Yes.
A similar things happening with Teak decking systems. Now they've got the Valencia operation, and of course in Sarasota.
We're actually investing heavily into large yacht service capacity. So you go through all the shipyards from Savannah down through Jacksonville and Palm Beach and Fort Pierce, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, now in Puerto Rico. There are billions of dollars being invested in the ability to pull these 80, 90, 100-meter vessels out of the water, get them on the hard, service them, paint them, do major refit, major repair, put them back in the water. The whole message is to the U.S. owner, who is buying 60% of all these large yachts being built, that you can build your boat over here, you can enjoy the Mediterranean or some other cruising grounds, bring the boat back to the United States, enjoy the Caribbean, or do the Great Loop, or whatever you want to do with these big boats. And then when it's time for the 1 year, the 5 year, if you have some damage that's happened, you need some repair work, warranty work, you don't have to go back to Europe to do it. You can keep the boat in North America, you can get the boat hauled. We've certainly got the resources and the wherewithal, the technicians and the shipwrights to do this work. We're trying to attract the American owner to bring their boats to America and bring some of their investment they're spending in Europe back to the States.
And the Americans are out in force. Of course, this Monaco Yacht Show, you're here, the Teak decking systems guys, there are lots of American clients here.
There's a lot of American clients here, there's a lot of American companies here.
But we'd missed you all. COVID had cut it out. Now you're back.
Isn't that crazy?
It's brilliant.
Yes. So it's really good to be back here, and like I said, this is such a different show for me because I've got the orange logo walking around, and so many people have walked up and said, wow, Rick, tell me the story. We read about it in your LinkedIn posting, and but what's really going on, and what are you really doing, and what's the future looking like for you?
Thank you for taking the time out to talk to us at the Monaco Show.
Lizzie, thanks for the opportunity to share with you. This is fun.
And we will see you in Fort Lauderdale, no
Promise?
doubt. Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm
Thank
gonna hold
you
you
so
to
much.
it. All right.